Hi guys, welcome to Medium Rare with Lisa. I'm super excited to have Jeffrey Wands here today. Also, happy Halloween. So Jeffrey, thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate it.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
You did a show last night. How did that go?
It was good. We did a restaurant, which was, I call it a dinner in dead
Okay.
experience, and the food was awesome as always, and the dead people were awesome. So we did a combination of both.
For those of people who don't know you or where you came from or how you started, how did you start?
I mean, I'm doing this a very long time. I started as a kid. It kind of developed more and more over time. In college, it was a great way to meet girls. Just to do all the sororities.
Really?
Yes, and we went from there. I had a lot of fun with it. So it was like a combination of doing something I really loved, and I got better and better at it. And it went from radio, and then celebrities, and it's just kind of over time engulfed itself into its own presence, and I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun to do.
What is your most exciting about having this gift? What is the most exciting part about being able to have this gift?
I think it's more about helping people get closure. I would say 99% of my work will have to do with people. I mean, now, we're dealing with a lot of kids, suicides, heroin epidemic. So it's really helping families get closure. People really have a hard time with death. Dead people don't, but living people do, because we kind of make it about us. And we have a very hard time letting go, because if it's age related, if it's a young person, an old person, it varies.
Now, you talked a bit about suicide and all the crazy things that are happening. Now,
Yeah.
we also have what's called blueprints. Now,
Yes.
are those things like suicide in someone's blueprints? I mean, I don't.
I think it's a combo of things. I think what ends up happening with people is that you do have your blueprint, and then things will come up. Now, if there's a mental health issue or the person's an alcoholic, you can alter that blueprint. So it'll vary if there's addiction involved. It'll vary on different elements. So it's like different things that go on that create changes. They're not like what we call major shifts, but you can go out one or two times in your lifetime and choose not to go out at that time.
Oh, okay.
You can have an intervention. I call it a spiritual intervention. It could be you have a health issue, and all of a sudden you find out about that health issue by going to the doctor or doing something to change that course.
Interesting. Now, you've written a lot of books, and you wrote a book about dreams, and dreams fascinate me. So when people have certain dreams about, teeth falling out, which a lot of people say is death.
It's usually death or sickness.
Okay.
I would recommend this dream. I had a couple of lottery winners that have won, big money. One woman in particular, her father-in-law came to her in a dream. He was in a Speedo in a snowstorm. So God forbid you ever have that. Go out and buy lotto tickets.
Okay. So I should have probably had you on last week, and you
Yes.
could have told me what the lottery numbers are.
No, I mean, I laugh with stuff like that. People are like, oh, if you're psychic and you're a medium, you should know the numbers. Well, my emotions are involved. So it's like, I am very good in Vegas. I will say that to you.
Okay, I'll go to Vegas.
And I'm very good, with picking numbers and stuff like that. But when it's personal gain, it doesn't work for me.
Okay, interesting. Do you find that people are going now to psychics and mediums rather than like life coaches and therapists? And
no, I don't think any of it's changed. I think it's still the same way that it's always been, and it's just a matter of evolving. Like, you get different parts to the puzzle. We didn't have life coaches before.
Right.
People have always had what we say the guru person. Like, you go to your lawyer, you go to your dentist. It's really changed. It evolved. When I first started doing it, I remember going to people's houses, and people, they would look at me and they're like, it was probably 20, 21 at the time. And people would look at me and they would be like, oh, he looks like the paper boy. How could he be the psychic? So, it definitely has evolved in a different way. It's more common. What does a psychic look like? Well, I left my, my turban and my shawl home today. So it varies. It's all different things.
What does, when people pass over, can you see what heaven looks like? Can you see what it's
It's a
like?
spirit world. It's energy. Basically, if we put it in, what we call scientific terms, it's the connection of the energy of the soul leaving the body, and that transforms and goes into different aspects in different ways. Some people, it will transform where you get smells. Other things will transform where you get electrical energy. It's all different things. Like mediums usually, so far so good, I don't want to jinx you, but every time on TV, we always have trouble with equipment because the
Okay.
dead people get very excited. I always warn my camera guys, make sure you have extra batteries for the mics and stuff. So far so good.
You have extra batteries for the okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because that always ends up the energy builds up, and we have that.
Okay. What does spirit sound like to you?
It's kind of like because they don't have a voice box, it's very metal sound. It's kind of very tinty. So if you took your voice box away, you would sound very metal-like.
Okay.
I don't
Interesting.
mean heavy metal, meaning that it's
Well,
not
I like
Ozzy,
heavy metal, but
Ozzy,
yeah.
Ozzy.
Right.
But it's more of that sound. It's on a deeper
Okay.
level. Like I tell people, you want to know what spirit sounds like? Do an EVP. EVPs are very, very common. Okay, you're getting souls that are out of the body that haven't reincarnated yet, and you get actual noise. You actually get actual sound where you can hear it. So, you run it through a program and you can clean it up.
Okay. Where I don't know how to put this. Where do you want to see this kind of work benefit people in like 5 or 10 years?
I think it's already doing it. I mean, I see it. I have grief counselors that refer me. I have, grief groups. So I think it's already evolving. I mean, the thing that bothers me the most is that you do get people that think after they take somebody's course or class that they become an expert.
Okay.
And all of a sudden they're an expert in the field. And I mean, I'm doing it 30 years. And it makes me a little nervous sometimes because I've had feedback from people. Oh my God, I went to this person and they told me my husband's going to die in 3 months. Like you gotta have some responsibility when you say things.
Well, and that I've had people message me and say I got a reading from so and so, or I got a reading from. I'm going to mute this, but I'm not seeing people up there, and I don't want people to miss out.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure they'll sort.
Are you able to see?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sure there is.
Okay. The last my train of thought.
We have 44 people already.
So I had someone message me that they were very upset because they got a reading from a medium and said they could see this and this and this happening, and basically said a lot of negative stuff. And I was like, okay, and I apologized. I mean, I don't. But when you give a reading, do you tell a lot of the bad stuff, or do you just?
I'm very direct. If you don't want to hear something, don't sit with me.
Got it. Okay, that's.
I mean, I've had it.
Well, I always want to know everything, but.
I've had it, where people will basically, I've had it where somebody's been cheating, and the dead mother-in-law comes through and says, you need to tell my daughter, my son-in-law is doing this, this, and this. So I've been threatened. I've had different things.
Okay. Okay, there we go. Now we can see. Okay, so Jeffrey's going to do readings. So I'm going to let him, because I guess there's lots of spirit activity and people are coming through. So we're going to see him work. If you guys have questions, feel free to show them in, and I will try and let him get to the questions. And then,
there's Kathy right away. Her son is actually stepping forward.
Okay.
So this is more of what I consider to be an unnatural death. So it's like his way of reaching out to let her know that her world's changing and that this is actually going to be a good thing, and that he got across. He's actually standing with a grandfather. They're talking about something with January coming up, so that makes me feel that her life is going to be turning in like a brand new direction.
Nice.
Jill wanted to know.
And can people do confirmations if Jeffrey picks you? Can you do a confirmation so I can see it? Please.
Oh yeah. And there's Marion. How are you? There's my child. I don't see what happens is it goes so fast sometimes. It's my son Timmy's new travel job. Yes, Lila, that's a home run. That's going to actually be good. Nancy, actually, Ash is with an older gentleman. So Ash is taking responsibility for his passing, which means that for him he's in an actual good place. So you don't need to be concerned about that. Thank you, Bonnie. That's very sweet. June, Mom is actually standing with your husband and actually standing with the mother-in-law. So you got like the whole entourage. They're yelling, go south, so that makes me feel that there's gonna be a relocation.
It stopped on mine. Oh, here it goes.
Yeah, thank you, Facebook, it takes a little. Then we gotta get an overload. Patricia, relax, mom's health is fine. What is that, Irma? Irma, you know what? It doesn't feel great about the business coming up, so I do think that you're gonna have to make some changes. I don't feel like that's gonna be the case. Justin, should I continue to hesitate? Well, that one's fast. Mary, actually your dad steps forward because he said you're his favorite.
Let's hope no one else is watching.
No, exactly. Tara, I'm not really a doctor. Like, people ask me about health. That kind of makes me a little crazy, but they're showing me blood stuff, so that usually means that it would be something tied into a blood infection or something with the blood. Deanna, you're gonna make big life changes coming up. It's actually gonna be good. Bunny, your son actually has his wings now, which means that he's actually in a good place compared to where he was.
Now, when you say wings,
meaning that his level has gone up, meaning spiritually, you know, through all the heartache and through everything.
So when you're on the other side, we get wings, we get praise.
Well, no, I use that as metaphoric for me.
Okay.
Help me when I was stabbed 27 times. Jesus.
Oh my.
That's terrible. Meg Lee, you got, what is it, Meg Lee? Yeah, you got to let go of the past. That's a big thing. Yes, Kathy, it's going to be the home sale.
I love watching this. This
Jill,
is why I do this show.
This is my husband.
Oh, Thomas John is watching. Hi, Thomas John.
Hey, Thomas. Will my health be okay? What's going on? Shelley, no, there's going to be improvement with that.
Have you ever read Another Medium? Yeah. Because Thomas John's on, so that's why I was asking. He's another well-known medium in New York.
I know, we've done TV together. He just can't drive. He's good at it.
He's not going to like that you probably said that, but he's driving on a show.
Yes, well, he said he can't. Yeah, I'm joking. Yes, Cynthia, you're going to find a house. That's coming up. Oh, Barbara, you don't have to worry about your mom. Your mama loves you. She's definitely close by. And she said to stop worrying about health. You're not going anywhere by any means. Yes, Jill, your husband's going to be changing jobs. It's not that far away. Oh, Marion, thank you. That's very sweet.
So how are you as spirits coming in and you're...
It just takes a while to decipher because remember the page is going fast. So it's kind of like a machine gun that's on recall. Kim, you're going to find a soulmate, not this cellmate. So that's a good thing. Just stop picking what you're picking, man. Stacy, actually, you shouldn't be upset. Your family's in a good place. They're more concerned about you finding your personal happiness. Hello, Melissa. How are you? Yes, Stella. Actually, Derek is the one that's staying with Grandma. Oh, Lori, I'm sorry you're having health issues, but that's actually going to get better. That was weird. Nancy, yes, you want a partner. You don't want an idiot. You've already had an idiot. Yes, Deanna, you're going to get your Social Security. Now I feel like I'm in the government.
Change professions.
Are we going to adopt grandkids? Yes. David, I actually see you with 2 grandkids. My sister has cystic fibrosis. What a horrible disease. No, the morphine didn't kill her. Unfortunately, the respiratory killed her.
Wow.
Laura, your dad's always around. Stacy, you're not dying, and the cancer is definitely not going to get you. Mary, your family is definitely going to be on at the wedding. They also talk about a twin energy, which makes me feel that your daughter's going to have twins. Hey Nancy, yes, you'll have a job before January. Joanne, you got like 40 people standing in front of me, so when you say I want a message from my family, grandmother, father, one comes in right after the other.
Wow, that's interesting. So even though you're reading, like there's more than one people that are sometimes coming through to like.
Yes, absolutely. Deborah, your mom is complimenting you on the new hair, so she kind of makes me feel that we've changed the hair. So you already jumped to 74. That's
Wow.
surprising. Deborah, will the youngest daughter ever be in love? Yes, Deborah, that's a terrible negative question. Of course she's going to be in love. It's actually a Michael. He's born in September, light eyes, self-employed.
Really?
Don't have a phone number.
Wouldn't that be funny if we did?
Will it be okay in LA? Yes, Nancy. I wouldn't live in LA, but I'm sure you're going to be okay in LA. Yes, Marion, your dad sends his love. And the rest of the clergy is sending their love. Joanna, yes, the younger son's actually going to make major improvements. It's funny because when I do this a lot, and we do radio, we get calls from all over the country.
Well, I had some people message me, what's the phone number to call?
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no phone
That's
number.
what you should have to do, the interactive. That's like that's really cool to take phone calls and to do that, because that's something nobody's doing.
Okay, well, I'll work on that.
But then you gotta be careful, because people actually can curse. No one's gonna say anything, right? We're not being sensitive.
Now, are you getting anything on Mickey or Matt? Is there like spirit, since they're the only...
His love life, everything is relationships, which means that
Really, Matt?
Matt's gonna get stuck right in the heart coming up.
Really?
Oh God. It's good, Matt. She's geeky too, you'll like her. She's perfect for you.
So he hasn't met her yet?
Yeah, he's gonna go through a couple of things yet. Don't overthink.
It's okay. I got a relationship lecture too, so it's good. We're good.
Yeah, there's a grandmother with her.
Grandmother?
Yeah. I think this is the mom's side because she started pushing through. She's yelling about a home change. She's talking about health concerns in the family, but everything actually works out.
Okay.
All right, she says, you're one of us. She goes, you look like us.
I do.
Oh, 100%.
I do.
She said, don't cut your hair. Leave your hair the way it is.
Oh, okay.
She likes it long.
Okay.
Was that Janet? Sorry about your hubby. He's actually standing with a white rose for you. So that means that he was grateful that you let him go because he needed to go and he was suffering. And you don't want anyone to suffer. Yeah, she's very persistent.
My grandmother?
Yes. Very sweet, but very persistent.
She was in life.
Yeah, she's very gentle. She keeps saying, excuse me, but she's very, very persistent. What's going on with Mom? Because she keeps talking about your mother, she's worried about your mother.
So, my grandfather, her husband, just recently passed in July.
She got him. Don't worry.
They're good.
Yes. She yelled at him.
Oh, I bet. And my, long story, my dad is 85 and he's going to have heart.
He's not going anywhere.
Say what?
He's not going anywhere yet. Relax.
Okay.
It's going to take a lot more to kill him, so relax.
Well, he's already had one near-death experience.
Yes, he's actually almost two, is what Grandma's saying.
Oh.
So the cardiac thing is going to work out fine.
Okay.
Relax, you're not getting rid of him.
Okay. Thank you.
I didn't mean to jump back like that, but they started talking about all the stress.
No, just
So-
they knew I was worried.
Don't be worried.
For anyone that wishes to, and I know what you mean by, like, I've had relatives, like I can smell perfume, I can smell my dog when he passed away.
Your dog's there. Your dog's with grandma.
Okay.
She's calling him her great-grandchild.
Oh, really?
Yes, but her preference is different, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, Tanya, you're actually gonna find a new place to live.
Yeah. Oh,
Who
I
is
thought
the
you
soul in my home? That's actually, that's not a grandmother, it's an older woman. Yes, Stacy, sister, dad, grandmother, the whole group's here.
didn't think we could fit that much spirit in one room.
You'd be surprised.
Are they like hanging all over us?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Mary and John's son, John the Baptist, is good. Yeah, Crystal, actually, your mom was stepping forward. She's talking about you filled her role. So that's the way she's presenting. There's also like a Mary or Margaret that wants to be recognized. I mean, think about 11 o'clock during the day and all these people around.
I know. People want messages. It's
Agreed.
Halloween.
I know.
Are there any things?
Every day is Halloween.
It is.
It's a Hallmark holiday. Tomorrow's more important. That's the Day of the Dead.
And that's what Frank was telling us.
That's much more significant than Halloween because it's a Hallmark holiday. Move is going to be great, Laura. Stop worrying. Joanne, all Joannes struggle with relationships. Don't you know that? Stay away from the crazy. Stay away from the crazies, and you'll be fine. There's a nice one coming. Not a crazy.
Oh God, I have family members watching.
Good. Don't worry, she's getting married sooner than later.
Well, my niece is getting married. Let's hope I don't.
Well, she's going to get pregnant fast.
Ooh, my sister will like that.
Yeah, there's a little boy waiting to come.
Really?
Yes. Don't worry, she's the boss. She's going to control that situation.
Yeah, we know this.
And you better make sure that young man signs a contract.
I hope my sister's watching that and she heard that.
Hazel, actually, your sister is with grandma. There's more than one person. And they show me cancer, so I don't know what the cancer thing comes in. Gail, lots of changes at work with the company, and then they kind of revamp and reorganize.
Well, maybe Courtney and I will both get married and have kids at the same time.
Why not? It's got to be about Courtney first.
No, I know.
You should know better than that.
She is the what grandchild number is she? I forget. There's a lot of them.
Yes, there is. But according to some of your dead people, she's number one.
Maybe.
Or
You
she
don't want to
thinks
hurt
she-
anyone's feelings.
Yes. Marion, Jamaica investment is good. That's going to work out. Angie, new job for you. That's actually before February. That'll involve lots of changes. Eileen, your son has a lot of difficulties yet before he's going to get straightened out. I kind of feel like it's going to turn, so it'll turn for the better.
Oh, and Debbie's watching.
Hello, is my mom.
You know, I must thank you because my family like never watches and you're on and they're all watching.
Oh, good. Yes, Michelle, you are heading in the right direction. Tanya, I'm not doing Super Bowl predictions because I'm a Jet fan, and I'll probably be dead by the next time they win.
Can you predict games and stuff?
I get feelings when I'm not emotionally involved, so there's
Got
certain teams I root for, so don't hold it against me.
No. Oh, now I'm seeing that one. I'm behind on
Yeah.
this.
Yes, Carolyn, you're gonna have more than one grandkid. You have to go back, Shelley, to school, that's a must. Yes, Evan, go back to school, that's what you're supposed to be doing. I'm witching, what was that? Oh no, that's weird. Lots of challenges, Jill, with your son and the girlfriend. You may not want to ask me that, so. I always tell people, if you don't want to hear something, don't
ask.
Is my dad around you? No, he's around you, Tony. He wouldn't be around me, he's standing next to you.
So is it like they're like in a big line and they're just like,
Yeah, think of the movie Ghost, how they were all sitting on the couch.
okay, and they're just
That's
waiting
kind of how
for you to.
Well, yeah, they're waiting for their family. Which is all part
Why
of
is it sometimes someone we may not really have been close to will come in?
Because of stuff that's going on with the family.
Okay.
That's why.
Now when we pass over, because I know like we have past lives, are we in the same?
You always travel in the same group.
You do.
You don't have to worry. What you didn't straighten out in this lifetime.
So like Mickey and I are friends, like we were
Yeah.
something else.
Well, you
in
were
the past life.
sisters.
Oh, we were?
Yes.
I knew it.
Okay. That's interesting.
That's why you have such a strong connection.
We have a very strong connection.
Yes.
That's
And you both have the same issues with men, so congratulations.
maybe in this lifetime I'll figure it out.
Oh, I'm sure you will. You don't have a choice.
Oh, okay. Why?
Because you're learning. You're
Oh,
not
okay.
making the same mistakes. So he doesn't have those issues. He's lucky.
So, how many lifetimes do they tell you a person?
I'm not really, like I tell people, I would refer to Brian Weiss, because Brian
Okay.
Weiss, Many Lives, Many Masters.
Oh, really? Okay.
And if you're interested in regression, he is the forefather of that movement.
Okay.
And you're not going to get anyone that's better than he is. I mean, I get information sometimes on that, but that's not my forte. Like, sometimes we'll get pets that come through, you'll get different things. I've had snakes, birds,
Snakes.
ducks, not a snake person. Horses, not Mr. Ed, but
When you see energy, do you see a face or do you just see a massive energy?
it's just they start coming forward, like your grandmother stepped right forward right
So
away.
you could see what she looked like
Yeah,
when she was
she's
alive.
very strong, very coordinated, by the way. Your grandmother said if you guys had stopped feeding your grandfather so well, he would have gone sooner. So, the guy likes to eat, nothing has changed.
Yeah, he lived a long time.
Yeah, he did. He lived a fruitful life. It just got a little crazy at the end. He could have gone, much sooner, but you guys kept him around. Which is not terrible. Susan, do yourself a favor and leave Emily alone, and she'll be quicker to get out of the relationship than you hoping her to get out of the relationship, so. Fun love. It was funny because we get the questions sometimes. So we were playing Barry White. We were playing different things to the questions.
Nice.
Giving it a little musical contour.
Are you good at if someone's pregnant? Are you good at being able to say if they're a boy or girl?
Yes. I'm usually good at calling a person out before they're pregnant.
Okay.
Actually, had done a show at the restaurant that I did last night 6 months ago, and there was a girl there, and I'm like, you really shouldn't be here because you don't want anyone to know you're pregnant. And I thought she was going to fall off her chair.
Wow.
She goes, I just found out today. I go, open season, you sit in my show. Tolene, actually by February there should be a move. Miriam, don't worry, soulmate, it's definitely coming. That's interesting. Marion, most of your stuff is dealing with family right now, and that's where family stuff changes. Kathy, you asked me, I definitely see a set of twins as grandkids and other kids, so you're going to be very busy.
God, that's my dream. To have twins. I know I'm crazy.
Well, let's do one thing at a time.
No, I know.
Let's get the personal life settled, then you can do anything you wanted. Well, you could have twins without, help, but I don't think that's the direction to go. And that would make your grandparents very happy.
What?
Going outside the box. They want you in a traditional setting.
Okay.
Oh,
No, meaning, marriage.
Well, no,
Yeah.
but all has to happen, and
It's a process, I agree.
let's hope it happens sooner than later.
I would be inclined to believe it's going to be sooner than you think.
It's that age thing,
Yes, we know. Do you see positive changes coming? Erica, major positive changes coming in. It's called having a life and actually being happier. June, I'm not a doctor, but you will need an MRI. Look at that, over 100 people.
It's awesome. Thank you.
No, it's fine.
This is great.
For you, maybe.
Well, yeah, like I said, when you get tired and you're done, you say
Yeah.
one more, two more, and
I think we're going to do 2 more.
okay.
I don't want to overdo it, then I'll be a zombie all day.
Yeah, no, I don't want you to overdo it.
Oh, my cousin, get the man. She wants no. Debbie, tell her to move on. Will I be a father soon? Yes, you will be. The thought of grandkids be alright and closer emotionally, definitely coming up. Sherilyn, this is going to be such a better time for you than what you've had. Yes, Marion, health is good. I love when they put the hearts in the.
Yeah.
Colleen, I talked about a move in February. That's what I had seen. I think we're good.
We're good?
Yeah. We did a lot.
We did a lot, and this
Yes.
was so much fun, and I had a great, amazing time, and I appreciate you coming on Halloween and doing this.
I like it.
You guys can check out Jeffrey on Sunday nights on Walk 97.5. What time?
9 p.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And I will put this on my YouTube, and we're also on, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, and thank you again to Wonderama TV. And you guys have a great Halloween. See you later. Bye.
Perfect.
Awesome. That was awesome.
that was fun.